United Kingdom start the attack with two snipers, Hanzo and Widowmaker. So again, they're looking to follow a similar idea as what Kip tried to exploit earlier on King's Road. Get rid of those initial targets. So employ burst damage, ideally applied to the forehead of the enemy heroes and remove them quickly. So you can see Mikey now obviously not as mobile perhaps as Kip's Hanzo. They're looking to be setting up here. They want to try and choke the USA out. They want to take space. We see Zachary waiting in the wings, bottom of the screen there. Actually managed to hack Kip, which means that Kip, he loses some of his abilities. He can't fire his rapid fire shots, and Raucus mows him down as Muma drops the barrier.
Yeah, he loses the movement capability.
He can't climb up those walls when he's hacked, right?
Of New Hanzo as well. And see Sinatra playing Soldier 76. It'll be Bruges actually brings Kip back to life, but 76 obviously gets a buff in the last patch. It's still going to be very difficult though against this double sniper comp. He has to be very careful the sight lines he takes.
This is very brash play from Sinatra to actually sort of play out in the open against the enemy Widowmaker. You see how he opens up with that Helix rocket, because he knows if he connects it, the Widow will be very low. He just needs a little bit of extra damage to finish the job. However, so far not so great for the UK. Fusion's this time being taken down, and you see when the enemy main takes the first casualty of a fight, then the rest are probably going to get cleaned up pretty soon after.
I believe Fusions did get hacked, and then you're able to take him out, but I want to point out the positioning of Sinatra. So we were on board with him for a little bit, then he went down to the low ground, and when he goes down to the low ground, he kind of, huddles behind this mid-hut here, and he knows where the Widowmaker's playing for UK, that they have no sightlines in there, so he knows he's free to rain down a ton of damage on the remaining players trying to get out.
See, Mikey's having none of it. He switched over towards the Brigitte here, so United Kingdom are playing triple support here in a different way than we normally see it. So obviously they're actually using the Mercy here. Cruz, that Mercy boombox could be in trouble. The Muma drops in. Great stun timing though. Mikey keeps boombox alive, at least for now, by incapacitating Muma just as he gets to his intended target. Zachary fell to Kip, and it's traded out. Both teams have lost their two damage dealers at this stage, or one of their damage dealers, should I say. And now Smets can just sort of fold back a little bit, get some damage on space early on. Kip has been resurrected, brought back to life. The United Kingdom are fighting with 6. Dragon Strike can go through the small room here. This makes things a little bit awkward for the USA. They need to jump out into the open. Sinatra was waiting for the rest of his team to join him, but the tactical advantage for the Soldier 76 finds very little.
Yeah, and you lose the honor for Team USA as you had that nano boost. It'll be the EMP that comes through from Zachary, just looking to see what he can get with it. Doesn't look like you're going to be able to get much. That nano boost would have been huge if Moth was able to stay alive. But Team USA is still very much in this fight.
Look at where Raucus is standing. No one's really bothering him right now. He's in a great position to deliver both healing and high damage. Two things that Zenyatta is a consummate leader in. Just back behind the corner now, the self-destruct was thrown out there. That was to force Raucus out of position, right into the face of Fusions. Great use of Diva self-destruct there by the UK. Smash really sets that kill up for the rest of his team, and it's looking good now for the Free Lions. Fusions comes in over the top, Kim on clean-up duty. And the UK, after about 3 minutes, have taken point A, and now it's time for point B.
The USA does use the nano boost, so Moth coming off of spawn. Actually, Muma hangs out here right outside, so he gives an LOS. Be able to land that nano boost on. Didn't get the effects of the healing. Muma was pretty topped up that point, but just get the damage mitigation. Obviously, the extra damage that you can do with it. Try and change the fight. Doesn't work out. Sinatra makes a change, so you won't see the 76 here on point B. It'll be a Brigitte of his own.
Yeah. Kim here has another Dragon Strike on Hanzo. So, I mean, Dragon Strike very flashy, very impactful also, but it's better at actually just moving people out of the way or forcing people to reposition. Kim now through the wall sends that one. You can see it cuts Moth and Raucus off for the rest of his team. It forces Raucus to use Transcendence now to actually be able to play the game on the point with the rest of his team. But Boombox responds with a Transcendence of his own. Smets is in the corner. He got naded by the enemy Ana, by Moth, so he couldn't actually benefit at all from that Transcendence healing, and that actually really hurts the UK. They needed Smets to be topped up on health. Boombox is clutching to life as Cruz swoops in to try and keep him topped up, but there's not really much chance that the UK actually get a push forward here at all.
UK did get a tip though on the point, so little sense for accomplishment there.
No, they're 33% of the way. The Nano Rippers are starting to stop the yard and the Hanzo.
So have the nano boost available for Team USA. Zachary with this EMP, especially on Volskaya at this point, even when Sombra, before the updates where she gets a bit of a buff, she was played a ton on this point, right? Because you can get a lot of value hacking a lot of these attacks in the EMP.
Do you use this aggressively, or do you wait for the UK to push in? Where's the best timing for Sombra to use this ult?
I find it to be useful here aggressively because they have to come through this choke point. Not a lot of areas for players to hide.
Oh, there it is. EMP comes out. Fusions is grounded. There's no way he's able to jump up into the air. The hack rendered him essentially useless as Winston. There's really not much you can do at that point. Just your primary fire is all you can really use there. Sinatra deals with specs, he goes over the edge, obviously. Diva players often find that the enemy team tries to keep them alive after they get demech because you can't do much. You're a small Korean lady with a blaster. You know what I mean? It's not going to be effective. So he heads over the edge to make sure he can respawn back with his mech and fight at full capacity now.
Yeah, I mean, you do see Zachary getting good value out of those EVPs, connecting with a little bit over 3 players per EMP. So
Which is solid, I feel.
yeah, I mean, when you connect with half the team, you get one support in there, a tank. You've done your job as your Zachary. He gets kind of low. So has to hide out here.
Jim did a good job actually revealing him instead of putting him in a nasty spot. No more Sombra available now for the USA. Raucus pushing forward the Transcendence now. Good timing. The Dragon Strike was going to do a lot of damage. Take a big bite out of the USA. But the damage seems to have already been done. Fusions have a primal rage now, but he wants to try and hunt down Moon a little bit more. The Discord orb applied by Boombox making that damage stick that much harder. And now the UK have 2 ticks on the point. USA have to push in very quickly to try and stop this from happening, but the UK just fight onto that small space. Smith's knocked down there. Zachary on the do just a minute, but he's taken down. Cruz removes him with the boot, and now with UK finishing Voskaya here with a little bit of time in the bank as well. But those early picks, Zachary falling early in that fight, definitely was not a good omen for the US.
And, you know, they got away with a few fights. You see the UK 2 minutes remaining, but USA, you had Buma die really early to fight 4, and then you're able to, rally it back. Just this time, you're not able to overcome having one of your players die first. You have the really nice Dragon Strikes through the wall from Kiv. He's able to, get the fight previous, he got Raucus to use Transcendence. The next fight, you got space low enough that you were able to get the demech right after that. So you're getting decent value out of these Dragon Strikes from the Hanzo. I think it's interesting of what Team USA will respond with. As I think preparing for this event, Mitch, a lot of teams, they expected, and rightfully so, to see a ton of triple tank, triple support, just battling it out. A lot of teams probably scrimmed that a ton. Had some strats for the anti side of it, or to counter it if yours didn't work. We're seeing a lot of different things from UK that Team USA probably didn't expect to see from them. They probably expected to see a lot of different looks from whether it be the South Korea later in the tournament, or maybe whether Canada or China, but they probably expected UK to come in and primarily just play triple support, triple tank.
Well, this is just a very interesting composition here from the UK. They tried to use it on the attacking side as well, the double sniper setup. It's actually a composition that, we saw a little bit maybe in stage 3 in the Overwatch League. I'm talking like June, sort of July maybe, and then sort of wasn't very popular for a while, as Shields are very good at stopping snipers from doing their job. But with the USA not really wanting to play a super tanky composition, this can definitely be quite critical.
Yeah, you're going to see Ana Mercy here from the UK on defense. So usually 2 sports that aren't really combo too often with each other. You want usually a big support ult, whether it be like a Transcendence, a sound barrier. You don't really have that with these 2. Valkyrie obviously does put out some good healing, a really nice headshot from the hit there that'll prevent any type of push from Team USA. But it's a very interesting look here from the UK, something a bit different.
I mean, William Tell's rolling in his grave, but that's what Kiv actually wanted to do. So the initial headshot on Moon was quite big. So you saw the Winston jumping in, you heard the very satisfying bottle cap removing sound of the headshot they're connecting in. Moon at half health has to sort of wait for healing for the rest of his team, so it actually staggered and slowed down USA's push there.
Yeah, now you will see Zachary play Widowmaker here when Widowmaker comes in. You usually do see Mercy as well, so now you see the Mercy Ana from Team USA. So Mercy, you damage boost up that Widowmaker, you damage boost up Hanzo, you can get those really quick kills.
Kiv knows approximately where Zachary is, so it's going to be a game of chicken here, but Kiv has access to Sonic Arrow, so he can sit through that wall and he'll know when Zachary's trying to peek him.
And this is a good response as well from Team USA. So Buma going to play Wrecking Ball, very effective against the snipers. You see Sinatra in a 1v1 here in the back. Mike A really weak, forces him out of position.
Well, Kiv also being jumped on here as well, but great healing. Look at him. He was down to about 30 health, being chased by the enemy tanks, and he's still standing as a result. Rumor just drops in on top of Boombox there. Like bombing battleships, except not very pleasant for the UK in any sense. Rumor now dropping away, of course, and he's actually got the nano boost here as well. It's going to be a very angry Wrecking Ball. Rumor not only has a lot of damage reduction, but he hits that much harder. This gives the people's elbow to Smex. And Rumor knows that point A's been taken, so he's going to forge ahead now and try and set up and entrench himself here on this point B and make it harder for the UK. If you can find a pick as sort of this embedded sleeper agent Rumor, it'll be huge.
Yeah, and Wrecking Ball is even more effective against the snipers than, let's say, Winston would be in terms of You know, you're able to close the gap, same level of mobility, but then you have, you know, being able to use shields, and then obviously the pile driver, like you see there, you're able to do a ton of damage in a short amount of time, really eliminate those snipers.
Fusion's actually put to sleep during the nano boost. He was trying to go forward, I think, with that primal rage, and it's not going to be an option to him now. So that ultimate's essentially been rendered useless as he was essentially napping on the job. Boom is very close to the minefield here as well. Wrecking Ball's so good at denying massive areas at any one time. Sinatra and Boombox are both shrouded out for one another, but Sinatra's brought back to life. Cruz will also resurrect Boombox, so both teams have brought their down players back into the fold, but Sinatra gets taken down again. Moving out, looking for opportunities here to disrupt, but the UK don't seem to be paying him much attention at all.
Yeah, and Moth uses his Valkyrie, I believe, right as about Sinatra drops, so don't really get a great use of Valkyrie. Big Mercy ult. There's more changes coming through from Team USA. Maybe use some of those ults because you want to change things up. So Zachary will play Genji here. You're going to have Sinatra switch over to Brigitte. And then Moth will play Lucio. So very interesting, you know, very mobile, right? They can get in your face. You know, Muma and Zachary jump on the same target. They're going to die rather quickly. Let's see how they use the minefield here as well. Not going to use it right now, get hacked up, but
you can see what happens when Muma gets hacked, when that Wrecking Ball gets hacked, he can't roll around anymore. His mobility drastically reduced. So the minefield has dropped down. So a lot of the point now is going to be covered by these very dangerous explosive devices that need to be cleared. They last quite long if they're not. Zachary finds space, and here's that EMP. Mikey A is actually able to, I guess, turn off those mines on the point with the EMP and the rest of the abilities for the USA. But Fusion seems to have gone overboard. Geronimo, he says, he jumps off the edge of the map. Boombox and Cruz getting taken down, and Zachary's now causing some big headaches for the United Kingdom. Kim's forced to jump over the edge on Arjun, but that's a huge nade from Raucus. Bionic grenade, preventing the UK from healing whatsoever. And it's an absolute stop from that last point. Fusion's sheepishly a little bit late to the party.
once they make those changes, they steamroll right through. Love the change from Luma to go from Winston over to Wrecking Ball. Very good against the snipers.
What's the impact there? Was it just to chase down those snipers? Is that why you want to see Wrecking Ball here?
Yeah, I mean, Wrecking Ball is very, I mean, the damage is extremely high compared to Winston.
When he just drops down on him.
Drops down, and then the guns that he has, very powerful. And then when you get that combo with obviously Diva is great in every situation.
Big knock-up from Luma. That was what set that up, right? So Zachary, he had all his ducks, all his nerds in a row there, and you know the UK were knocked up, and he was able to dash through two of them. That's a cool value there. Zachary looked very pleased, although very composed given current circumstances.
We'll see. In this next half, I love that we're seeing both teams pull out so many different things, right?
We thought we were going to see like a lot of these triple, tank triple support compositions,
which you will.
And like that will be a bit more of a war of attrition. Watching those sort of compositions, there's a lot of nuance to that, believe it or not, despite the fact that it's the more heavy set characters just belting each other around. This though, much more subtle. We've got scalpels being applied in the form of these these snipers. We've got sleeper agents in the form of the Sombra, and of course the Wrecking Ball just for Wrecking Ball.
Yeah. So now you have Team USA playing a different composition on their defense. Zachary playing Sombra again, just like the last half. We're gonna have Raucus this time being the Ana player. You had Moth do it in the previous half. Really gets slow
That was very aggressive from Raucus, that play now.
But you have Sinatra playing Wrecking Ball here. So we'll see how he goes on that hero.
Oh man, look at him land. It's a mess. I'll be honest, we're seeing what he's seeing, right? There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of chaos zone because of the presence of that Wrecking Ball. But there's a second player down for the USA. Muma falling. Zachary went down early once again. He'll return to the fray as Doomfish, who definitely packs a bigger punch, no pun intended, than that Sombra, but is far less subtle. A little bit more like the sledgehammer to the scalpel. And here's the drop in. You can see just how high up Sinatra can get, but he sort of falls down amidst an enemy who are ready to sort of turn and focus fire on Kim. Kim sent the Dragon Strike across the point, and Mox is trying to keep it contested by playing just in that corner. Not very good in a sumo match, but very good here when they're trying to keep control of the point for as long as they can. Boombox, he doesn't even need to use his Transcendence back. What a clean fight from the United Kingdom. He's just killing it.
You see the Discord orb just coming down from Boombox, and towards the end of that, I'm watching. I'm like, oh, if they come out of this holding on to the Transcendence, they're in a good shape. Because look at this. UK is going to have everything outside of Dragon Strike to use here in this next fight.
Zachary's playing his third hero in the last minute or so. So he's had to switch a lot of times. The USA are trying to be proactive here and answering what the UK are bringing. But UK, you said it, Matt. They had so many ultimates to use. Their raw power they could bring to bear in this fight is just going to eclipse that of the USA. That's the first one, though. Transcendence in from Boombox. Cruz has also used his Valkyrie as Mercy, so a lot of healing being dished out right now. Sinatra can't escape that one.